Wow.
Hi guys. Now, you're probably wondering where I went. You see, the thing is, so I was a bit busy, but you know, right after art block, you get like an art boost. So I also couldn't make videos because I was going crazy. You know what I mean? To ease back into video making, I've decided to make a video about a topic I've been very passionate about lately. It's the one, the only, Artfight. Now, as a young artist who had unlimited access to the internet, I obviously have heard of Artfight before this, but I had no clue how much work just the prep was gonna be. This is gonna just be my experiences with Artfight. Like, I do not suggest artists who are just starting out to make as many character sheets as I did. I'm just a bit crazy. There's a few reasons why I'm so excited for Artfight. It's mostly because it reminds me of fandom. I haven't been a part of fandom since 2021, and if you know what was popular in 2020 and 2021, you'll know why I'm not a part of it anymore. So for me, Artfight is like how I experienced fandom when I was younger. Like, there's no drama and people are just indulging in what they like in their interests. I mean, there probably is drama, but I haven't seen any of it. It's not there if I don't see it. You can just tell how passionate people are about their characters and about art in general. It's so amazing to see so many people be excited and be happy for this one thing that I'm also excited and happy about. I love how everyone's treated fairly because there's no algorithm. Like, there's some artists I really look up to now that have followed me on Artfight just because I've interacted with them or they found my stuff through the browse character section. I've spent literal hours going through the browse character section just looking at beautiful character designs by some really talented artists who I might have never seen if it was on some other social media platform like Instagram or Twitter. I enjoy Artfight and other sites like Tumblr because there's no follower count. Like, I have to go into my profile and edit it to see how many followers I have. Cause like, that shit doesn't matter. Quite frankly, it doesn't matter. Like, you shouldn't be getting favored by the algorithm just cause you have more followers. It's just so refreshing compared to Instagram and Twitter, which are like terrible if you're an artist. I hate the toxic mindset those apps have created around art because you're less likely to see stuff that has less interactions, even though it's just as good. Whatever, that's just my little rant, my little opinion on the whole thing. I didn't even leave myself time to talk about my piece. Here's my OC, Kimmy, you know, who cares? Who cares? Now that you've listened to me ramble on, I should get to the reason you probably clicked on this video. If you're anything like me, you might stress about how exactly to make a character sheet. And the secret is, no one really knows how to make the perfect character sheet. Especially for something like Artfight. Do whatever. Your character sheet should really just consist of what you think is important for your character. Like, if your character has a defining feature, make sure to include that. If you want to write a long bio on your character sheet, do it. It's fun for you, do it. Some of your characters also might have different needs, so you don't even need to have a consistent character sheet style. Depending on age, religion, species, literally anything about your character, they might need something different from their character sheet. As you can see, I'm drawing my OC Dallas, and this character sheet is a really good example of what I find important in a sheet. The first pose on the left is like a close-up, so you can really see the details of his face. Then in the middle is a side profile, so you can really tell like the shape of the face. Then I put a full body, mostly so you can see what kind of outfits he would wear, but also so you can see his body type a little bit. I put a color palette so people who would want to draw him could color pick directly from it. That's why I didn't shade the full body, so they could also color pick from that one. It's more difficult to color pick from shaded sections because the colors might be slightly off from where you want them. I included extra notes for this one for features that you otherwise wouldn't see, like his braces, and some extra details that I find interesting and that could help someone characterize him better in their art. I briefly mentioned character bios before, and the way I did it is to create a basic structure that you can reuse for your other characters. I started with the description for their personality. As an example, for Dallas, I wrote, Dallas is a forever teenager who has no serious future plans. He can be a bit annoying, but he cares for his friends and family more than anything else. His best best friend is Noor, followed by Mercedes, but he hangs around all his bandmates Dava, Chris, and Kimmy often. He plays electric guitar in their alt-rock band. Then below that, I include details like his height, his age, his sexuality, among other things. I point out his piercings and braces in the extra section because they're important to the design, and I want to make sure anyone who sees them will include them in their art. Artfight is more than just character sheets, and it can be pretty daunting when you're first getting started, so I'll just quickly go through some things I struggled with when I first made my profile. My first piece of advice is just read the rules. Read through everything you can on the Artfight website. There's hundreds of videos like this, but not all of them will be as specific as the Artfight rules, and some of these videos might skip over things that are needed to understand how Artfight works. Next is character organization. From what I've seen, most people order their characters by their favorite to least favorite, which might seem rude to the character, but it's extremely useful, especially when you can't decide what character you would like to draw. Mine is sorted like this as well. I would love any and all art made of my characters, but I would just be more excited for some than others. Like, my excitement for my lowest ranked character, Mercedes, is at like an 8, while my excitement for my highest ranked character, Stephanie, is at a 10, which might just be because she's newer and I have attention issues. But for whatever reason, I'm still more excited about her than Mercedes. If you take any advice from this video, it should be about character permissions. Character permissions are super duper important. Make sure you can have them so you can be comfortable with any attacks of your character. For me at least, my characters are like extensions of myself, and I'd be very uncomfortable if they were put in less than ideal situations by strangers on the internet. There are global and specific character permissions, which will both appear on the character profile when someone clicks on it. You don't necessarily need global ones, especially if your boundaries change from character to character. Like, for example, I'm okay with mildly suggestive art of my OC Stephanie, but I wouldn't be okay with it for any of my other characters because their personalities are different. Same with shipping. Like, my character Avery has multiple other characters I'd be fine with people shipping her with, but I don't want people shipping Mercedes at all. It just depends. Piggybacking off my last point, you also have to respect other people's boundaries. Content filters can help out with that. If your art contains anything that is considered sensitive content, you should filter it so people who don't want to see it won't see it. If you're confused if your art needs a filter, the Discord has a help section that I've seen people ask about filtering in. As you look through the Artfight website, you'll see some pretty cool profiles. Sometimes they have like GIFs and images on them or fun colored text, and it might seem difficult to do that, but it's pretty easy. Like, I did mine in a couple hours knowing nothing about BB code before. There's built-in UI to help you with things like font, colors, and links, which are all pretty self-explanatory, but the images are the first place where I got lost. I didn't grow up with MySpace or anything like that, and I was wholly unaware of the wonders of BB code and how fun it is. First, for specific images, you need an image hosting website. There's so many. I use ImageBB, whatever. And after you upload something, you can click on the little button and it gives you the BB code link, and you just paste it in there and boom, your image will appear. Now, if we look back at my profile, I have this fun little sparkly GIF with my name on it. I did that by typing into my little search bar, sparkly text GIF, hitting enter, doing the little thing, copying the link, and putting it on my profile. You know, so many things are so simple nowadays. Last time I'm mentioning my awesome, amazing profile is for the hit list. Now, when you think hit list, you think murder, right? Well, this is Artfight, so we're not going to do that. The hit list is for people to sign up so that you will draw their characters. My hit list just has some basic questions like their username, what team they're on, what character they want me to draw, and I ask if I can post the art that I make of their character onto my profiles. If you want to check it out, link in description. Honestly, you don't need all the bells and whistles that I and many other people have on their profiles. Like, having less stuff on your profile doesn't diminish it at all. It's just mostly for yourself. The last thing I'll be going over is this little team intro card thing. This year, the two teams are Seafoam and Stardust. This is obviously the Seafoam one. Here's an example of the Stardust one. These are good if you're announcing that you're doing Artfight on social media or sending them in the Discord, but they're not really necessary for your profile. They're just kind of cute. You can find them in the team announcement thing on the website. These cards are also good for people to get to know your profile at a glance. It lets them know what you usually draw and who you will attack. Also, they're just fun to make. This video is really fun to make, but honestly, if you didn't like any of my advice, ignore it. Artfight is something people do to be creative, so don't worry about all the small details. It's way more fun when you do your hobby just because you love it. Putting more out into the world is beautiful no matter what your skill level is or how confident you are in it. Despite the general internet consensus, most people are going to support you and your art. Actually, this applies outside of art too. Humans love community and being social, so don't deny yourself that just because you think you aren't good enough. Because I promise you that there are going to be people who think you're amazing and will look up to you. Anyway, that's enough sappy shit. Leave your Artfight username in the comment below. Not the link! It will get filtered as spam. Do not leave the link! And I'll be sure to check it out. Maybe we can become Artfight friends. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye bye!